from Horses, Jaguars, and Chevrolet Sports. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we're grateful to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
You're listening to Big Ten Media Days coverage from Indianapolis, sponsored by Michael's Clothiers, Warhorse Gaming, A1 Automotive, the 1890 Initiative, and Ben Bleicher of Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Gather round. This is the Ticket Water Cooler.
This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game.
Coming at you live in the heart of Lincoln, America.
I say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
On air and online at theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Jake Bakoven and Enrique Alvarez Cleary.
Welcome in. We are on to hour number 3. Thanks for you guys hanging on all day with us throughout all the Big Ten Media Day coverage, and now throughout the happy hour and a little bit
hour 2.
Well, it's the 3 o'clock hour.
Oh, it's an hour number 3.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Anyway, it's the 3 o'clock hour. It's the 3 o'clock hour. Here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainer and Rico with you. It is the Ticket Water Cooler, sponsored by the Guardians of Freedom Air Show, August 26th and 27th. Head out to Air Park and go to LincolnAirShow.com to learn more. Once again, it's the Guardians of Freedom Air Show, Lincoln, in August 26th and 27th out in Air Park. All right, Rico. So,
hello.
Obviously, we are a little behind schedule. We had that was a really good conversation with Howard Griffith just moments ago. Once again, if you missed any of the conversations or interviews with various players and coaches and Big Ten conference members such as Barry Alvarez, you can go over to the ticketfm.com and to the podcast page, and under specifically Big Ten Media Days, I think it's 2023 Big Ten Media Days. Nonetheless, you'll be able to find it, and all of our conversations with guys from Lucas Oil Stadium and day 1 of 2 of Big Ten Media Days are filed away and cut up perfectly for you guys. And we'll continue to add more as the guys navigate and go into day 2. There's not going to be a whole lot of Rico and I in the 3 o'clock hour either, as we're just going to continue to play some of the interviews, some of the conversations that you may have missed while you were there.
We can ask the people who they want next.
We can kind of get some thoughts. There's a couple options. Unfortunately, for a Husker fan, you might not want to hear from Iowa players, but there's a conversation with Jay Higgins, a linebacker from Iowa. There's a conversation from Cooper DeJean, who is the preseason defensive player of the year, but a defensive back from Iowa. There's Trey Mosley, a wide receiver from Michigan State University.
He does mention one of my sons.
There is talk of Alante Brown towards the end. There's plenty of opportunities. If you guys want to hear players, Kirk Ferentz wasn't much longer than 5 minutes. So that would be 7 minutes. So that would be
Rick Neuheisel,
a pretty quick one. Rick Neuheisel is a really good interview as well. So kind of give us a thought. 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, and the Starter Heyman text line, whichever one that you guys want to hear. Obviously, Nebraska will do the speaking tomorrow for their segment. And let me just kind of go through the schedule for tomorrow.
Yeah, so you go through the schedule for tomorrow, then we'll hit a break, and then everybody will text in who they want to hear, and we'll open up the next segment.
Bingo.
With said person.
Perfect. There you go. So tomorrow, the teams that are in attendance are Indiana, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, Nebraska, Purdue, and Wisconsin. Now, Tom Allen will get things rolling at 10 a.m. Central Time. So from 10 to 10:15, it's Tom Allen. Then at 10:15, Mike Loxley from Maryland. 10:30, it's PJ Fleck from Minnesota. 10:45, Ryan Walters, the first-year head coach at Purdue. 11 a.m., Matt Rule from Nebraska. 11:15, it's Luke Fickell. And at 11:30, Jim Harbaugh closes it out, and the day will be done by 11:45 Central Time. Once again, the three representatives that Nebraska is sending are Ethan Piper, Luke Reimer, and Jeff Sims. And so those three, I'm sure, will either sit down with us tomorrow. We'll have an opportunity to sit down with a couple of them and various other Big Ten athletes and coaches that are visiting tomorrow. So, I mean, you look around at some of the intriguing names that could possibly sit down with the guys from the ticket that are out in Indianapolis. Obviously, it's Braylon Allen, the running back from Wisconsin's one of the first ones that I think about.
I hope that Amon gets to sit down with Braylon Allen.
Braylon Allen's a good one. Blake Corum obviously is a really interesting one. You have Talia Tagovailoa from Maryland.
Yes.
That would be a blast to sit down with.
One of two returning starting quarterbacks from last season.
Exactly.
In the Big Ten.
Hudson Card from Purdue, the transfer quarterback from SMU, or another transfer quarterback that is coming from Hudson Card's from Texas.
Yes.
The other transfer quarterback that's attending tomorrow from SMU is Tanner Mordecai, and he's now the starting quarterback at Wisconsin.
Tanner Mordecai has been in college for 12 years.
You want to talk about being in college for a long time? These are the three representatives that Minnesota is sending to Big Ten Media Days along with PJ Fleck. Wide receiver Chris Ottman-Bell, who I forgot was still there.
He's a doctor.
And you might think that he had graduated. Why? Because he's about to enter his 7th year of college football.
Dr. Ottman-Bell.
He is about to be playing his 7th year at Minnesota.
We had Maya Felder playing as at getting her doctorate for Nebraska softball. Is Chris Ottman-Bell getting his doctorate? Can we look that up?
So, yeah, for real. So Chris Ottman-Bell is going into his 7th year. Defensive back Tyler Nubin is going into his 5th year. And tight end Brevin Spanford, who's probably the best tight end in the Big Ten right now, is going into his 6th year. So Minnesota
is about getting old and staying old.
Yeah, Minnesota is not sending a single freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior to the place this year. They're sending a 5th year, a 6th year, and a 7th year player to Big Ten Media Days tomorrow.
They're all grad assistants.
At this point,
happening right
at this point, they are. All right, let's take a break. It sounds like Rick Neuheisel is the winner.
Yep, looks like it's Rick up next.
So we're gonna play the Rick Neuheisel conversation for you guys. Coming up next, it's the Ticket Water Cooler 93.7 The Ticket, sponsored by the Guardians of Freedom Air Show here, 93.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to Big Ten Media Days coverage from Indianapolis. Sponsored by Gary Michaels Clothiers, Warhorse Gaming, A1 Automotive, the 1890 Initiative, and Van Blyker of Professional Realty Group of VHHS Ambassador Real Estate on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I heard you and Jack had a disagreement.
Yeah, he says I keep things from him.
What are you going to do?
He loves the Nebraska Lottery's Powerball First Millionaire of the Year promotion. So I'll buy a Powerball with Power Play and Double Play ticket before August 14th, and I could be one of 15 winners of $1,000. I'll also be entered for a chance to win a trip to New York City for New Year's Eve and a chance at $1 million.
$1,000? That should make him happy.
Depends.
On what?
If I decide to tell him I won.
Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million. The Nebraska Lottery presents one beautiful crazy scratch ticket and promotion. It's the $5 Living Lucky with Luke Combs scratch ticket with a $50,000 top prize. Enter non-winning Luke Combs scratch tickets for an opportunity to win a trip to Nashville, a private concert with Luke at the Ryman Auditorium, and a chance at $500,000. The Living Lucky with Luke Combs concert experience will hit you like a hurricane. Details at nelottery.com. Living Lucky with Luke Combs scratch ticket top prize odds 1 in 128,000.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. But there are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
The Nebraska soccer team wants to see you this fall at Hibner Stadium for their 2023 season. Season tickets are on sale now. Reserve your spot to cheer on the Huskers as they take on some of the best teams in the Big Ten and around the country. Opponents include Missouri, Wisconsin, St. Louis, and more. To buy tickets, go to Huskers.com/tickets or call 1-800-8-BIG-RED. They have a full season of fun set for this fall. For promotional information, visit Huskers.com.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Babe, pack your bags. We're going to Vegas.
Vegas?
We just got the estimate from the wedding caterer, and we're going to have to elope.
Actually, Members Owned Credit Union is offering no-fee home equity lines of credit. We can borrow what we need with equity from the house.
Wait, so we can keep the bacon wrap dates for the cocktail hour?
We can keep the bacon wrap dates. From wedding bells to trekking the globe and everything in between, capture your dreams your way with a no-fee Members Owned Credit Union home equity line of credit. Learn more at membersownedheloc.org. Limitations may apply. Equal housing lender.
Are you ready to upgrade your combine? Don't wait. Act now to choose from the widest selection of used combines at Acres Equipment. Acres, Nebraska's leading John Deere combine dealer, is offering 2.9% interest for 60 months on over 100 pre-owned combines. Each combine includes our A-plus uptime program to keep you running flawlessly throughout harvest season. Go to acres.com to view a huge inventory of low-hour, late-model equipment. Find what you like, and we'll deliver it to your farm for free. Acres, solutions for every field.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I wanted to quit for so long, but I didn't know where to start.
I was afraid of what people would think, but then I found the right support to start my recovery journey. 1 in 14 Americans reports experiencing a substance use disorder, a treatable medical condition. Treatment can take many forms, so there are a variety of options to explore and find the one that works best for you. Recovery from drug addiction is possible.
Paid for by the CDC, sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
July marks 8 years of the Body Shop being open for business and serving Lincoln the best massage options in the area. Dennis and his team would like to thank all customers who've stopped in and let them relieve the pains and stress in their lives. Your continued business allows them to do what they are passionate about. Book an appointment today at thebodyshoplincoln.com. The Body Shop, your go-to for all types of massages at 48th and A.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
You're listening to the Big Ten Media Days coverage from Indianapolis, sponsored by Gary Michaels Clothiers, Warhorse Gaming, A1 Automotive, the 1890 Initiative, and Ben Bleicher of Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to the Ticket Water Cooler on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We got breaking news.
Oh, we're gonna see this.
We got breaking news.
This is what happens.
Breaking news.
So
Yeah.
this is
the fun
how.
stuff about Big Ten.
Well, this is what happens here. So now you get leadership, and then you get a face, and then you get a play caller, and we get all these
the
things.
real deal.
Like you get the real deal. So we'll put the listeners and the production on standby. We will roll long here. We'll take a quick ID break right at 12 noon. But we're going to run along here because Rick Neuheisel sits down at the table.
Oh.
QB
How you
coach,
doing,
how
man?
you doing?
I am doing fantastic.
all right?
I've never been this close to all this Nebraska reverence and had a smile on my face. Usually it's just fear and terror.
Hey, I saw him yesterday.
Yeah.
We were on the same flight from Minneapolis, man. I didn't want to, jam him up too bad. I figured it's over now, though, but it's all good.
Foreman comes up and I go, we can't block you. We can't block this guy. And I'm on green. I'm sitting here. I go, he ran right by me in 95. First play of the game. I think it was first play of the game.
First play of the game.
Yes. I go, did anybody know the game started?
Yeah, your counterpart called it. We're watching. The night before. I tell this story. A lot of Husker fans know it, but the night before we do our first 15.
Right.
I'm sitting in the first row taking my notes, and it was a pitch to the left, and he's describing it. He goes, well, Jeff, you take the linebacker out, you cut him, and Brandon Homebuyer, you're the split in on that side. If you stalk the corner and you get up to the safety and get the block right, like I know you can, then Tommy makes the right read and pitches to Amon, most likely go to you. Then you just take it down the sideline. I mean, described it just like that.
And then he should have described it. Neuheisel will be the guy with the face that just like, what the hell? Just
yeah. So it was like, to me, I get in the end zone. I'm
going
like,
about I'm 30 miles an hour. When
I was full tilt then for sure. But I was just like, oh my God, that play just happened like that. As he described it the night before, just like eerie.
Listen, Coach, you weren't the only one. I was over there trying to get some Gatorade because that altitude was on your boy Jay Foreman. I'm like, man, AG, we got to go in there early. But Coach, we appreciate you stopping by. I know it's you're pretty busy. Obviously, about the transition from with Nebraska.
Sure.
I want to know. I just want your opinion. The Scott Frost thing's been beat to the pulp. We couldn't even probably throw that piece of meat on a grill. Tell us what you know about Matt Rule, what your expectations are, and where you could see him possibly taking Nebraska in a few years.
Well, listen, to say I'm an expert on Matt Rule is a reach. I know of him. He was an assistant at Temple when we played Temple in a bowl game while I was coaching at UCLA. And so he and Al Golden were part of a staff that had taken a program that was down.
Right.
I mean, basically cast off many times over. Conferences didn't want Temple and so on and so forth, but they found a bunch of kids that were fine that wanted a chance, and they put them together and they built a team that actually made it to a bowl game.
Right.
We played that team, and as I looked at them on the hoof before the game, I'm going, holy smokes, there's a bunch of good-looking players there.
Right.
So he knows how to assemble talent. He did the same thing at Baylor. We know all the nightmare that went on at Baylor, and the expectation was that it was going to go down. As a matter of fact, it started 1-11, right, in the first year that Matt was there. But very shortly thereafter, he's got him in the Sugar Bowl. So he's going to know a couple of key things. Number one, he's going to know the love affair that Nebraska fans have with their program. And he's going to parlay that into as much advantage as he can. He's going to know how to assemble talent, which is the absolute key, right? It's not it's not X's and O's, it's Jimmy's and Joe's, right? We can win with all sorts of offensive and defensive schemes. We got to have the players that fit those schemes. So he'll do a good job of that. And in an era that's different than any of us lived through, right? With name, image, and likeness and transfer portal and all that kind of stuff. I think he's conversant with that, having been in the NFL, right? Because it's a free we're in the free agency. So he's got a lot of experience. He's got, I think, the kind of mental makeup that likes these kind of challenges, having gone to Baylor in the situation they were in,
Temple
having the Temple deal. Those experiences, to me, make up for a guy that is trying to take Nebraska back to a place where it's more familiar. It is shocking to me, guys, sitting here in 16.
Oh, who are you telling?
I know.
That's boggles the mind, but that tells you what kind of change college athletics have gone through. And how people have handled change is in a variety of ways. And the way Nebraska's handled it, at least in the early portion, has been a struggle to find their footing, to get the guys like yourselves to be a part of the Nebraska program. And I think Matt Rule realizes all that. I'm sure when he was talked to Trev Alberts about the job, they had a master plan as to how this was all going to unfold. Resources are clearly there. I was just in Nebraska a summer ago with my son. He played and he was trying to make the Corn Ferry Tour. And the first stage was at a little golf course right there, Quarry Oaks. Yeah. And so I'm the caddy. So I said, I want to show you Nebraska. And so we drove to Lincoln, and there was a fella there, assistant athletic director, took us in the building, took us on the field. And I'm remembering where Mike Rozier, lapped UCLA twice for his Heisman Trophy, and I'm going through all these memories and just this nostalgic trip down one of the great programs in college football history. And we need that program back. College football needs them back.
Station ID real quick, Nick, if you would, please.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Coach, big news, obviously with UCLA and USC coming in, obviously in a year. You know UCLA well. You know the ins and outs and what they're built on. And, you probably keep a keen eye on what Coach Kelly's doing. How do you view the addition to the Big Ten? Is it good for both parties?
It's fantastic for both schools. It's sad for me because I'm a
tradition.
I'm a Pac-10, Pac-12 guy, and that the situation was such that they thought that was the best move for them, and it clearly is financially. And they're joining the big boys of college athletics. They're going to, and when you start thinking about UCLA, Nebraska games or SC, Penn State games, those are romantic matchups. People are going to clamor for those. So you can understand why the business people in college athletics all said this is a match. The sad part is, as we're watching this, the chessboard of college athletics move towards the Super 2. And if you're in the Super 2, you're not saying it's a sad story. You're just happy you're in it, right? But the sad part is we have nobody that has the job description to say what's best for college football and college athletics in total. They have the job description to say what's best for our conference or our school. And with that being said, no one will give up an advantage that they currently hold. And the Pac-12 can't have crocodile tears over this because Pac-10 at the time had this Rose Bowl, which was spending off more money than anything else, and they weren't sharing. So people say, hey, you're getting what you got, what you deserve. But at the end of the day, the college football fan should be a sea to shining sea deal, right? We should keep them all engaged, which means we should keep some regional conferences and keep it alive. The college football playoffs made a great move to get to 12 teams because that will even the chessboard of recruiting a little bit. But this move towards the Super 2 scares me because I think we're going to lose some opportunities for young people.
I wanted to ask you about the Pac-12 as we know it now. Where do you see that going? Because I think, everybody thought the Big 12 was going down. The Big 12 made a little bit of a comeback. Do you think the Pac-12 can do the same?
Jay, until we hear of a TV deal, I'm nervous. Because if you're the Big Ten, if you're Tony Petitti here today and you're sitting there going, okay, UCLA and USC are in, that's great. We got to help them out. They can't have to travel across the country every time they have to travel. Let's get a couple more from the West Coast. And Oregon and Washington seem natural. And I know they're interested in coming. Cal and Stanford fit the academic
Academics,
profile. I know they were kind of down as football programs right now, but they've had their heyday. To me, that's just a natural.
True.
And if you're sitting there as George Kliavkoff right now as the commissioner, Colorado is being rumored to the Big 12, Utah, Arizona State. And we know Brett Yormark has been, actively pursuing them from the Big 12. It's an interesting time in
Sleepless
in the
nights.
Yeah, sleepless nights and then some.
It'd be weird that I know
Like
there's
me
transition.
the night before playing Nebraska.
You had some great players, though, man. I think that,
we had some great games.
Yeah, great games, great players.
17-12 in 1996, 16-14 in 1998. I think 27-24 in
97.
97 right?
Came down to the last fourth down play.
And we had that onside kick, too. Ben Kelly had that in his hands. We had it.
That's why he's a defensive back.
Not that I remember.
But that's why
that's the glory of it, right? They were memorable, and we aspire back to that. But, Coach, I want to ask this thing that happens. It's on the plate for Matt Rule, is to walk into a storied program and to try to rebuild it almost from scratch.
Yeah, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous of his opportunity. I mean,
so describe that opportunity for the fans.
He's got to have of what has to get done today calendar, right? It's small victories.
Yep.
Small victories of accountability in the locker room, people doing the right things, small victories of coaches teaching the fundamentals that you want taught, small victories of seeing incremental, increases in accuracy of a quarterback or, bench press for offensive linemen, in terms of footwork of offense. All those they're all small victories before you get to the scoreboard. And then, the situational practice, getting all these little details so that when it's crunch time, everybody's doing it exactly right. It's not an accident that a clock drive goes down the field and scores late in the game. It's because you practiced it over and over again. And eventually, as you keep pushing in that regard and keep assembling the kind of talent that's to win championships in a conference as stacked as the Big Ten, eventually all those fans will take them even the next mile. Because those fans are sacred. You have something that others can't even fathom. What's the number now? 382, 84 consecutive sellouts. Yep. I mean, it's a phenomenal place to play, even if you're wearing the opponent jerseys. It's a phenomenal place to play, and I'm jealous of the opportunity that he has, because putting that together and knowing what's at the end of the road when you get there, with the way that they're going to feel like we're back, right?
Right.
A fan base is going to feel like we're back where we belong, which is amongst the elite. That's going to be a special time for the Matt Rule staff.
What do you say to Nebraska fans about a potential annual relationship with UCLA and Nebraska? What should they expect to make the regular trip?
The UCLA Nebraska games were fantastic. They were tough to win. I remember Charles Arbuckle breaking a tackle and going for a touchdown against Nebraska back in the early 90s. And I was like, we're going to win this game. We never beat Nebraska, but that was a special day for Terry Donahue and the UCLA staff. But that game's a fabulous game. The Rose Bowl's an iconic stadium. Memorial Stadium's an iconic stadium. They're part of college football lore. The kids that play in those games are going to remember them for a lifetime.
Rick, we'll let you go right out here. We got the most important question.
All right.
Since your son plays golf, I know you got your golf clubs. Jake right there is a +1 or 1 handicap. I'm like a 9 or 10. How's the golf game?
My golf game's strong.
Yeah.
I'm a 1.
Yeah.
I'm a 1. My son is a +4.
Right.
We've got 3 straight father-son victories at the club that I belong to in Arizona.
That's awesome.
He does most of the work, but we're on the board at least.
Nice.
I love the game.
Right.
It's my competitive fix. Right. You can't get out of this business
100%.
and not have to find
Something.
way to compete.
Right.
It's just so I'm an old guy that hits it not very far, but I can get it up and down.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's why I'm looking for golf ranges in Lincoln right now, so I can get my game there.
There you go.
I don't have that game right now.
But when he connects,
go out to Corey Oaks, man.
I am.
You'll have some
That's
fun
what I'm
out
gonna
there.
Coach, when he connects, it's gone.
Well, He connected that day and going down the sideline. I know that.
Well, we appreciate you stopping by.
Fun to be with you,
in.
fellas.
We're on pleasant terms now, right? We're not
Go
competitive.
Cornhuskers.
And we appreciate your insight.
And how about Colorado and Nebraska getting to kick it off again this year? That's going to be fun.
Just like old times.
Two programs trying to find themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah. They'll find themselves. They belong in the conversation. That's
Fingers
for sure.
crossed.
You boys enjoy.
We appreciate it.
Great having you, Coach. All right. Yeah.
That's Rick Neuheisel. We'll be back here at the Lucas Oil Arena. Thank you, everybody.
You're listening to Big Ten Media Days coverage from Indianapolis, sponsored by Gary Michaels Clothiers, Warhorse Gaming, A1 Automotive, the 1890 Initiative, and Ben Blaker of Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
July marks 8 years of the Body Shop being open for business and serving Lincoln the best massage options in the area. Dennis and his team would like to thank all customers who have stopped in and let them relieve the pains and stress in their lives. Your continued business allows them to do what they are passionate about. Book an appointment today at thebodyshoplincoln.com. The Body Shop, your go-to for all types of massages at 48th and A.
The wait is almost over. The Guardians of Freedom Air Show is the hottest event in the area, coming to Lincoln's Air Park on Saturday, August 26th and Sunday, August 27th. Elevate your air show experience with tickets to the premium seating tent, padded seats, meals, and more for just $125. Premium tickets are going fast, so buy yours today. To purchase premium tickets and for more information, visit LincolnAirShow.com. We'll see you at the Guardians of Freedom Air Show in late August.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
That was great.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
Sutter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SutterHeyman.com.
Babe, pack your bags. We're going to Vegas.
Vegas?
We just got the estimate from the wedding caterer, and we're going to have to elope.
Actually, Members Owned Credit Union is offering no-fee home equity lines of credit. We can borrow what we need with equity from the house.
Wait, so we can keep the bacon wrap dates for the cocktail hour?
We can keep the bacon wrap dates. From wedding bells to trekking the globe and everything in between, capture your dreams your way with a no-fee Members Owned Credit Union home equity line of credit. Learn more at membersownedheloc.org. Limitations may apply. Equal housing lender.
Husker fans, register your kids for the Nebraska Kids Club today. Don't miss your chance to get free tickets, exclusive events, and concessions vouchers for this Husker season. For only $35, your kids can get all of that and more. For more information, visit huskers.com/kidsclub. Do you have a newborn or know someone who does? Their infant membership is the perfect gift for your newest Husker fan. They even have a free membership option. Visit huskers.com/kidsclub today. The Nebraska Kids Club, presented by Hy-Vee.
Arnold's Tavern in Havelock is the place to be this summer, and the best place in town for shuffleboard. Come on Wednesdays and learn from some of the best players in town for the Shuffleboard Corner. Come on Sundays for Open House League all day starting at 11 a.m. and enjoy $3 tall boys and $3 wells. Shake off the start to the work week with karaoke on Monday nights. And don't forget, happy hour is every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and you are always welcome to bring in your own food. Arnold's Tavern in the heart of Havelock.
Summertime is in full swing, and it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway. Deck City, your local deck experts.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
You're listening to Big Ten Media Days coverage from Indianapolis, sponsored by Gary Michaels Clothiers, Warhorse Gaming, A1 Automotive, the 1890 Initiative, and Ben Bleicher of Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to the Ticket Water Cooler on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back here on the Ticket Water Cooler. Hope you enjoyed the conversation with Rick Neuheisel. Once again, if you missed any of the interviews, head over to theticketfm.com.
Or just keep listening here. We'll
And,
replay all of them.
we are going to replay them all over the course of the next 2.5 hours or so. Strick and Rico will take you through the 6 o'clock hour as they'll handle 4 to 6. I'm going to get out of here in about 20 minutes or so. What, Rico?
Nothing.
What time did you get here this morning?
8 o'clock.
Okay, that's what I thought.
What time did you get here?
5:30.
Cool.
Anyway, Rico, one of the things that I love, and I said it during the break, but I just want to pull it to the public eye, is that you have a laptop.
I bought one specifically for work.
You bought a laptop specifically for work,
So I wouldn't do what you're about to say.
but you nonstop. The only place you go for information is on your phone, and so let me ask you a very personal yet, and this might be kind of an exposing question.
It's okay.
But you're a pretty open book.
Yeah.
Did you just buy a laptop for looks to make it look like you're working?
Honestly, maybe. No, I bought it because I was like, I need to stop using my phone to get all this. It'd be so much easier to have a laptop, especially at like sporting events. Like I could just type the stuff out instead of holding a phone and doing that. I can type it out. It's so much faster. And I do use it when I'm at sporting events to send things out. But when I'm here, I'm like, oh yeah, like I have my laptop and it's sitting right here and it'd be so easy to
and it's
look at all
off.
this
It's
information.
turned off.
But at the same time, I'm like, it's in front of the buttons and it's so much easier to just have my phone right in front of me and I can just do and do all that. And it's so simple. But I don't know, dude. I don't know. I got a laptop and it never gets used.
Are you ever going to not bring it?
My laptop or
Yeah.
my phone?
Your laptop.
Dude, how many times
You
have I not?
should.
I've
Time
forgotten
out.
my laptop so many times.
You should just leave your phone at home or out of the studio just for a day.
I could do that.
You could be without your phone for a day.
Well, no, I need it
No,
just
no,
in
no.
case daycare calls or in case Rachel calls if I need.
Oh,
I
we can
leaving
have-
it over there.
We can have Ringer on,
Okay,
but it's got to be in a bucket for the entire
like on
day.
the opposite side of the table from me.
Yep, the entire day. When you're in the production studio, I know.
But as a producer, my job is to bring the information to the people that are on air in case they don't see it.
You have a laptop.
Yeah, but I'm working over there and my phone's right there. It's
You
so
have
much
a laptop,
easier
though.
to-
You can have the laptop up
Mm.
over there.
You're killing me, Nick.
Do you think you'd be able to do it?
I think I could. Will I? Probably not.
See,
This is just like
this is not your.
No, this is just like when the recruiting hour was the
This
thing.
is not your decision.
Mike Schaefer. No, it is my decision. Mike Schaefer always wanted to do that. He was like, actually, it was Happer. He wanted to do that. He was like, hey, can we just take your phone away for a day? And he's like, can you do it? And I go, yeah, probably. And he was, can we do it? I go, no, you're not going to do it.
You should. You should let us.
Nah.
And it's okay if you break, if you crack,
It's
and
not gonna
you're weak under pressure. It's okay.
I know I will be.
It's okay if you're soft.
No, the thing is I don't have to prove anything to you because I think I can but at the same time,
you
I know
you can't.
I know I won't.
No, I won't. Can't.
No, I can, but I
You
won't.
can't.
No, I definitely can. I don't have to
Prove it.
I don't have to prove myself to
Then
you
say-
or anyone else.
Then say, I, Rico, no, I can't.
I, Rico, know I can go a day without my phone. I can.
402-464-5685. Guys, on the text line, back me up here. We know the truth. Rico, there's a difference between saying I won't and I can't.
Nick, I'm elite.
Go play for Minnesota. Go play for Minnesota. Eric says, Nick, run another 400. Okay, I will.
I don't have to prove myself.
That's
to
only a
any-
minute. That's only 1 minute and 15 seconds worth of sadness.
I don't have to prove myself to anybody.
Somebody-
I know I can.
Somebody says, Rico, be honest with yourself.
I am. I could do it.
Somebody told me to quit messing with Ryu.
Yeah.
That's my job. But Rico,
I 100% could. I 100% won't.
It's disappointing.
Why?
It's disappointing when you're just not. You're not real and honest with yourself.
Oh,
But
I am.
Anyway, okay. Oh well. 402-464-5685. A little bit of breaking news today. Bird in Columbus says nobody cares. All right, cool.
Damn.
NBC released their Big Ten schedule today. This comes from Brett McMurphy of the Action Network. Nebraska finds themselves on okay, I'm sorry, Bird in Columbus. We have to read this one. Unnamed texter says, quote, I can stop anytime I want to, but I won't, says every addict ever.
Yeah. I know I can. I don't have to prove myself to you.
That's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Anyway, so shout out to AD, who's also listening. He says, you two are keeping me entertained as I'm in traffic. Shout out to you, AD. Hope the travels were safely, man, or were safe.
He's
And,
hitting domestic Atlanta.
Oh, there you go.
Not regular Atlanta. Domestic.
What's the difference?
I don't know. He's the one that's there. Domesticated Atlanta.
Okay, sounds good. Anyway, so NBC Big Ten schedule here is we just have about 5 minutes left in the show. Nebraska plays twice on NBC, and they'll actually play in back-to-back weeks on the NBC and Peacock networks. November 11th, when Maryland comes to Lincoln at 2:30 p.m. Central Time, and the following weekend, when Nebraska travels to Wisconsin for a 6:30 p.m. Central Time kickoff. So I will say that, I mean, I told you this when we were watching Big Ten Media Days. I'm a huge fan of Joel Klatt. And
You were feeling a certain way when Joel Klatt showed up on the TV.
that makes it sound really weird. Way worse than it is.
No, it was.
Way worse than it is.
No, it was weird.
It's
like you and Marcus Freeman.
No. See, if I had to choose between Marcus Freeman or Joel Klatt, I don't know. If both of them were hanging on by a thread, and I had to be like, I don't know which one to say. I don't know. I'd be like, I'd probably hang on by a thread too.
You'd be like, well, gentlemen,
if you two are leaving, I'm leaving.
I'll just hold on. I'll drop with you. Hold me as we fall.
Exactly. So anyway, but I mean, I'll say this. If Nebraska's not on Big Noon, where they have the top broadcasters of Gus Johnson and Joel Klatt, I would much rather have Nebraska be on a CBS or an NBC.
Mm-hmm.
People might also forget that Todd Blackledge, formerly of ESPN, has now joined NBC.
Mm-hmm.
So he is going to be the lead college football broadcaster on NBC. So I would assume, those two games that Nebraska is in, maybe not November 11th on the Maryland game, because NBC is going to have two Big Ten games on November 11th, both Maryland at Nebraska at 2:30 p.m. And then at 6:30 p.m., they will have Michigan State at Ohio State. So I would imagine that maybe Todd would go to Columbus, Ohio instead of Lincoln, Nebraska. But the following weekend, and that's pretty much the layout, other than just a couple weeks, I should say. October 21st is the only other week where there is a double header on NBC. But on November 18th, when Nebraska travels to Camp Randall and plays Wisconsin with Luke Fickell at 6:30 p.m. on November 18th, I would assume that Todd Blackledge would be out there. Now, obviously, CBS, you have this, I don't know, like, is it just maybe I'm overreacting on networks, and maybe it doesn't matter as much, but I enjoy watching certain broadcasts over other broadcasts.
Okay. No, it's you're not overreacting. It's true. There are certain networks that have certain play-by-play and color commentators that you just enjoy more than others. I mean, it's not crazy to have favorites when it comes to play-by-play and color analysts. So it makes complete sense. I don't know if I have a favorite. Like I'm fine listening to whoever commentate on the game as long as the game's on. So I could care less, but I just know that, or not know, but I feel as if more people are going to watch your game if you're on CBS, Fox, or NBC. I don't know. Maybe I'm just imagining things. I just feel like those college football games get viewed more than other ones, especially, I mean, that's national broadcast. When you're Big Ten, it's going to be regional. It's going to be whoever has Big Ten, but the other ones, mostly everybody has those channels, and people are going to watch that because it's at those prime time slots and on those prime time networks.
So we got a text of whether or not any Nebraska games on CBS, and the answer is 1. So CBS is in their final year of the SEC as well. So they're going to be doing a blend of Big Ten with the SEC. So that's going to drown out some of the some of the opportunities to have games called on CBS. But Nebraska does have one, and it's on Black Friday with Iowa at Nebraska. So that one's going to be on CBS. And Tony Petitti, this is something that did come out of Big Ten Media Days today, said that on NFL games on Thanksgiving on CBS, they are going to make sure that there's advertising for Nebraska versus Iowa during the NFL football game on CBS on Thanksgiving.
Now, can you imagine? As we said, I don't know if you mentioned it on the air or if you just mentioned it to our people out in Indianapolis in passing during a break. Joshua Perry, former Ohio State linebacker, picked Nebraska to win the West. Now imagine this. Nebraska's in a position to win the West. Iowa's having a pretty solid season as well. Maybe they're in position. Maybe this game decides the winner of the Big Ten West in its final year of being the Big Ten West. You're watching a game on Thanksgiving, an NFL game, whoever's playing. You're watching Nick's beloved Detroit Lions, who are down by 30 at halftime. And you see an advertisement for Nebraska and Iowa. Winner takes all, the Pioneers Hero Trophy, because it changed sponsors again. And the winner wins the final year of the Big Ten West and goes on to play the winner of Michigan, Ohio State, because that's probably what's going to happen.
Yep.
Can you imagine the hype behind that game? Oh, you're getting advertisement during an NFL game, for goodness sake.
There's going to be a lot about it. There's going to be a lot of it.
Just picture it right now, Husker fans.
I would love it.
You're watching the Lions down 30. Nebraska, Jeff Sims pops up on your screen along with, what's the fullback's name?
Henry Large.
Henry or Hayden?
Hayden Large.
Jeff Sims and Hayden Large. By the way, that's Iowa's fullback. His last name is Large. That's real. Look it up. Hayden Large and Jeff Sims on your screen. Winner take all. Heroes Trophy, Big Ten West champions.
There it is. Just as simple as that. Now, here's what's interesting. Big Ten Commissioner Tony Petitti said today that the Big Ten will have 34 games on broadcast TV this year, which is more than any conference, right? And we know that media rights deals are a pretty important piece of the puzzle. So with the Big Ten having 34 games on broadcast television this year, that is more than any conference. And starting next year, they will have 45 broadcast television games, which obviously is going to be more than any other conference in the country.
Sounds good.
So now we kind of are starting to see the reason behind why there was a $7 billion deal made with the TV rights deal for the Big Ten Conference. That's pretty much it. A little bit of other news. Pittsburgh versus Syracuse on November, just basic college football news. Pittsburgh versus Syracuse on November 11th. They're going to play inside Yankee Stadium. This one necessarily isn't new by any means, but Penn State versus Michigan State, don't forget, final game of the year. This is also on a Friday. Is going to be played at Ford Field, the home of the Detroit Lions.
Love it.
There's another Big Ten game. Was it Northwestern and Illinois? They're playing at Wrigley.
Yeah, I think so. It was Northwestern, and I think it was Illinois.
We'll be able to find this out real quickly here
Playing at
as
Wrigley,
we're counting down the clock here. But Northwestern does. We're gonna find this out. There it is. Northwestern versus Iowa, November 4th, are playing at Wrigley Field. All right, that'll do it for us. Day one of Big Ten Media Days almost done. Rico and Strick coming at you next. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Adios.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Big Ten Media Days coverage from Indianapolis. Sponsored by Gary Michaels Clothiers, Warhorse Gaming, A1 Automotive, the 1890 Initiative, and Ben Blaker of Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Arnold's Tavern in Havelock is the place to be this summer and the best place in town for shuffleboard. Come on Wednesdays and learn from some of the best players in town for the Shuffleboard Corner. Come on Sundays for Open House League all day starting at 11 a.m. and enjoy $3 tall boys and $3 wells. Shake off the start to the work week with karaoke on Monday nights. And don't forget, happy hour is every day, 3 to 6 p.m., and you are always welcome to bring in your own food. Arnold's Tavern in the heart of Havelock.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vein of money. Forget Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-4676. Is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Great fleet and fleet 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer